Hi. So we finished off The Ink Drinker. This is book 2, A Straw for Two, a companion to The Ink Drinker. And here you see a little girl slurp. A straw for two. The lonely young ink drinker. Ever since my encounter with Draculink, the ink drinking vampire, I've been drinking books like crazy. How, you ask? Over straw, of course. Chapter after chapter, I suck in the stories. They're absolutely delicious. As soon as the ink from the book makes its way into my mouth, I feel a tickle on the tip of my tongue. Instantly, I get a taste of all kinds of adventures. Sometimes I'm a pirate on a proud three-masted ship. Sometimes I'm an astronaut rocketing into space. Sometimes I'm an ordinary human being. Sometimes I'm a cat. With my straw, I live 1,000 lives, each of them different, each of them thrilling. The only problem is that no one must know. So I consume the books in secret, sucking the ink and swallowing the words when no one is watching. It goes without saying that I do this at night. That's the easy part. Here's a stack of books. Oh, it looks like a bowl of blood. The hard part is that I can't share my straw with anyone. I'm very lonely. Dad owns a bookstore. He'll pass out if he knew about my taste for the ink in the books. You see, once I use my straw, the book's pages are totally blank. The books become unreadable, unsellable. Good for the garbage, good for the fireplace. Sometimes I tackle the faded pages of old books at the public library. I also recycle the books people get rid of because they take up too much space. But I don't dare handle what Dad calls his little bookies. He's too crazy about them. And anyway, his customers will complain and he'll start asking himself questions. I get chills when I think that he might someday discover my secret. My entire family would be afraid of me and probably stay far away. I don't want to end up living in the cemetery, an old and lonely ink drinker like Draculink. Draculink is ancient. He used to be a bloodthirsty vampire, but one day he got a bad case of indigestion. Too much blood, I guess. Ever since, he's been an ink drinker. He still sleeps in a coffin like other vampires, but he can go out in the daylight. That's how he came to bite me. He visited the bookstore in the middle of the afternoon. I didn't suspect his identity, but something about him made me follow him out of the store. That's how he came to write his vampire name on my arms with his teeth, Draculink. We haven't seen each other since that day. He looks really bizarre and gives me the chills. Still, I've decided to go to the cemetery tonight to ask him an important question. Mr. Draculink, can I bite a girl so that she becomes like me? So that I can share my secret and not be lonely anymore? Well, I won't go into all these details, which are none of his business. I worry about his answer. If he says no, that means I'll remain alone forever, for a lifetime. Chapter 2, Death on My Heels. Well, that looks pretty sad.